Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Brentwood Sportsplex. I'm Simon Shishkovsky alongside Anand Unatan as we get ready to go for the Central Division Finals between the Calgary Chill and the Mountain View Mavericks. Anand, how you feeling ahead of this one?
Yeah, this should be an exciting one, especially since the Mavericks won game one against the Calgary Chill by a close score, 15-12. We'll see what's in store, especially if you are in a home crowd environment. We saw the crowd get energetic and loud already this evening. We sure are in for an exciting one.
In between the pipes tonight, we will see Easton Martin for the Chill. 14 games played in the regular season, 800 save percentage, 7.3 goals against average. In the playoffs, 3 games played so far, 8-12 and 8.6. In between the pipes for the Mavericks, that is going to end up being, I believe, Alex Swan. 16 games played for him for the Mavericks in the regular season, 8.29 save percentage, 6.5 goals against. 1 game played so far in the playoffs. Obviously, game 1, 6.36 save percentage for him and 12 goals against. She'll have the ball, and they will move up the floor here. Chasing this one down, Baxter Graff charges in and puts that one on goal, but that'll be a save by Alex Swan. Mavericks starting to head the other way now. This one on the stick of Drake May. Handing it off to Jace Victoria. Victoria down the right side. Trying to work off the screen, passing it back up high. And the Mavericks work their way around. 12-second shot clock here. Victoria back around to the right side. 10 seconds. He'll push in, needs to shoot. He will. Puts that one in between the legs of Easton Martin, who makes a good save. Chill now moving down the floor. On the left side. Pushing their way in, trying to put a diving shot on goal, but they won't be able to. Mavericks will now head the other direction. This one now on the stick of Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt hands it off to Sinclair. Sinclair back up high again. Down the left side we go. Up high once more. Goes off a stick, but it'll be recovered by a Maverick. Down the left side. Charging in. Puts that one off the left hand of Easton Martin, as both goaltenders have started hot here today. We'll see a pile up in the right corner. Passing it right in front. Good save by Martin. Chill trying to head the other direction after a nice chance by the Mavericks. Neither team really slowing things down. Going down the left side now. That's Brody DaCosta. DaCosta passing this one back up high. Chill trying to set up their offense. Ranked top in the Central in goals for. Back in front. He'll fire. That one loose in front. Swan can't cover it up. And the Chill recover. Back up high again. Trying to get that shot on Swan. And now the Mavs once again recover it and move back down the floor. Jay Stolinsky with it. He's going to hold on to this one. He was the point leader in game 1, netting 8. Now heading down the right side. Victoria pushing his way in. Puts that up high off the shoulder of Martin. Hamill pushing his way down the floor. He's going to get shoved into the boards, and the Mavericks steal it. Thought about the fast break. Dolinsky didn't quite have much help with him. Able to hold on to the ball here, evading a double team. Back up high we go. Everett Muratori passing this one over to the wing. Back up high again. Sinclair now. Sinclair takes a few whacks. They load up. 6-second shot clock. Needs to push his way in. Looking for a screen. Won't find one. Bounces it right off the shoulder of Easton Martin. Ball loose in front. Mavericks recover it, as that'll be picked right back up by Dolinsky. New shot clock for the Mavericks. They'll walk this one down the left side. Passing it over to Braden Sinclair. Back across to Muratori again. Ooh, he'll juke out a defender, but they'll call an infraction on that one, and we will see the ball head the other way. Chill crossing center, and Cameron Wallace is clobbered as the Mavericks defense has come to play here today. Wallace recovering it at center, but he'll walk into a double team. Wallace pushing his way through. The big man running straight through the defense. Nobody stopping him, and finally he gets toppled. the Mavericks heading the other direction. I was still thinking about that play from Wallace. As they set up their offense, only 15 seconds on the shot clock. Up high with it, Mavericks pushing their way in, but won't be able to find a cut. On the other side now, Payne shot into the corner. He'll fire it off the leg of Martin. Chill now. Simon Forgeron down the left side with it. He's going to get toppled. Out at center. The Chill still with the ball. 13 seconds on the shot clock. They find a cut man, but I believe Sardison wasn't quite able to get it in between the two posts. Now heading the other way, the Mavericks on the charge. They're going to hand this one off. On the right side now, Victoria is going to lose the ball as he gets shoved into the boards. Up high again, 2-on-1. Chill pushing their way in, trying to beat Swan, but he'll miss the net. But the Chill recover. Only 15 seconds on the shot clock. Sardison making their way down the right side. Back up high again. Chill loading up, trying to find someone, walking across center, firing, and putting it off a defender. And that is going to do it for their shot clock, and that'll be a shot clock violation on the Chill.
Looks like we have a penalty coming up as well for the Mavericks. Mavericks are headed to the box.
Chill with it up high, missing on the pass. As this goes all the way back down the floor and into the corner. Delinsky. He's going to slow things down. Has a full shot clock to work with, so he's going to get some friends out there. May with it up high now. He'll survey the floor. Mavs on the penalty kill, more than willing to waste down all of this shot clock as May rushes down the right side, taking it into the corner, and it looks like he'll just leave it there for the Chill. The Chill now moving down the floor. Brett Kohut hands this one off to Cameron Wallace. Wallace, 7 points in game one. Down the right side now, back across again, right in front, charging through. That's Orion Sardison, but he wasn't able to beat Swan. The Mavericks crossing over center, heading down the left side, charging through, pushing through multiple defenders, but he'll get the ball knocked off his stick, and Martin will recover. Martin, bounce pass all the way across center, trying to find Dumoulin. Dumoulin into the left corner. Back up high, that's Wallace. Wallace up at the top of the floor. Cash Bannister. Bannister walks in behind the back pass. He'll get it right back. Running out of time. Bannister fires over the net. Recovered in front by Wallace, who puts it on goal. And the Chill get the rebound. Some fighting in the corner. Wallace trying to hold on to it. But it looks like the Mavericks will end up recovering it, and that'll do it for their penalty kill. A strong penalty kill there by the Mavericks. Ryder Bamung getting it at center. Now with it, that's Jace Victoria. Victoria, down the right side he goes. Back up high, looks, fires, puts that one over the net. And it'll bounce all the way out to center. Both teams still fighting for it, neither able to get a stick on it. And the shot clock will go off and go back to the Chill. The Chill moving over center now. Down the left side, Cameron Wallace back up high again, firing and putting it just wide of the net. And now the Mavericks trying to head the other direction. Oh no, the ball is loose instead. Finally the Mavericks find it. And they'll get a chance to slow things down. Dolinsky heading down the left side. Walking in. And he's going to choose to wait. Passing it back up high, but he'll miss. Low shot on Martin. Stopped by the goaltender. Heading back into the corner now, Dolinsky. Passing it back up high, 20-second shot clock for the Mavericks. Still 0-0. Firing that one just right. Mavericks recover again. It's been a long offensive possession for Mountain View here, as they'll now head down the left side. Bouncing this one off the boards, as the shot clock will go off and the Chill will recover. Heading now down the floor, getting it over center. Kohut into the corner. Back up high again, over to Bateman. Bateman evading pressure. The Mavericks giving him no space. Up high again here. Over to Bannister now. Bannister inside. Wallace. He'll try and go all the way. Loose in front. And the ball bounces off a Chill stick and ends up in the corner. Mavericks will once again try and move down the floor. Picking this one up. Up high. Now down the left side. Muratori charging in. He'll shoot. He'll score. The Mavericks grabbing the first of the game as Mountain View grabs a lead.
Yeah, impressive stuff by the Mavericks. They had a penalty kill to begin with earlier in the shift, and then they pressured the Calgary Chill all throughout the first frame so far. And then we have our first goal of the lead as well. Well played by the Mavericks to keep the Calgary Chill out from their offensive zone.
And that's the second goal of the series so far for Muratori, who had one in game one. Already off to a good start in the playoffs for the Mavericks, as he'll be a very, very big part of this team's offense in the Larry Bishop if they can clinch their berth here today. Victoria with it up high. He'll push his way in, puts that one off the pads of Martin. Now heading down the floor, Holt. He's got a Maverick on his hip, trying to hold on to the ball till the offense gets out there. With it up high, DaCosta. DaCosta handing it off. Sardison into the corner now. They'll charge their way in. Thinks about the shot. Finds Sardison. He'll dive, but he will not score. Chill grabbing the rebound. Wallace on the outside. Inside. Puts that one low. Wallace popping the ball into the air where a Maverick will find it. And we've got a quick whistle here, as I believe that is going to end up being our media break. So with that, we will be right back with you when the play continues. All right, welcome back. Both teams have started to return to the floor here as we have 8:12 remaining in the first period. 1-0 favoring the away Mavericks. The Mavericks starting with the ball on their side of the floor, carrying this one over half. In the left side now. Working with the ball on his hip. Loads up and fires, but it'll be blocked in front by a defender. Loose still. Chill will finally recover, and he'll get a one-on-one heading towards the... Zarski fires, puts it low, and the Mavericks will recover it, but not for long. Stolen back by the Chill, who takes it into the left corner, and back out up to half. Bannister down the right side with it. Gets this one on the stick of Zarski. Zarski puts it on goal, but it'll be a save by Swan. And it'll go back over half, and that'll be an over and back call on the Chill.
7:27 left in the first frame of this lacrosse game. Of course, Cameron Wallace, one of the magnificent players for the Chill. We'll talk about him in just moments. Back to you, Simon.
The Mavericks with it up high. Victoria firing this one over the net. Forgren down the left side. DaCosta with it. Back out high again. Into the corner. Sardison surveying, firing, putting that one off of Swan. And there'll be a takedown in the corner. And that'll be a quick whistle. And it'll be given back to the Chill. We're too happy with how physical that hit was. Back with it up high. Sardison. Sardison. Into the corner again. Working his way out. Wallace trying to run through the defenders. Bounces the ball across to Sardison again. He'll look. He'll fire. He'll score! The Calgary Chill tie it right back up. 1-1.
Calgary Chill, after all that pressure, going in and scoring in the goal. Of course, it was a much-needed tying goal, especially with the Mavericks not allowing them to enter their offensive zone and push ahead. And all of a sudden, we have a tie game, 1-1.
Mavericks with it on the left side. Up high with it now. Payne shot, passing this one across. In the corner and back up high we go. Bemung passing this one over to Payne shot. Back to Bemung. Bemung loads up, fires, puts it left past Martin. Just 5 minutes remaining in the first period here. In game one after the first, the Chill were leading 5-4. So far it's been a much lower scoring first period than what we saw over in Innisfall as the Mavericks steal it and head back the other way, charging over center. He'll go all the way to the net, but puts it just right as he wasn't able to get it on Martin. And that's going to be an over and back call on the Mavericks. Ball will end up in the corner. Wallace goes to pick it up. Back up high once again. Bateman. Cross. Wallace into the corner. Walking it out to half. Up high. Long shot. Goes off the goaltender and into the corner. Mavericks recovering it once more. Walking it over center. This one on the stick of Amundsen. Amundsen hands this one off. And they'll have it up high. Loading up, Victoria, pushing their way down the right side. Try to pass to Muratori, who just missed it. As we get a whistle on the play, and it looks like the Chill will get the ball back. Graff taking it over half, but he's going to walk into a double team. As our camera definitely felt that one. Chill trying to recover it right in their crease. But it looks like this will be given back to the Mavericks. Dolinsky. He'll try a long shot. It didn't quite go his way. He'll be picked back up by the Chill. And they'll head down the left side of the floor. 4 minutes remaining here, 1-1. Shot goes off of the shoulder of Swan and back over half. This one in the corner, Sardison. Trying to pass it in front, ends up on the stick of Swan, who loads up and fires it over center. Hillbrandt in the middle, trying to lose their defender. Victoria passing it back across once again to Bemung. Bemung waiting for a few more of his teammates to get out there. Down the right side now. Up high. Looking for the shot. They'll find it, but putting it just off the backboards and into the netting. Mavericks getting the ball back here. Everett Muratori with it. Passing it over to Jace Victoria. And down the left side we go. Bosworth. Up high again to Victoria. Down the right side, passing it in. Back out again. Shooting that one just right in the net. They'll get pushed into the boards and lose it at half. It looks like the Chill will get it back anyway. 3 minutes remaining now, 1-1 still the score. Both teams have only beaten the opposition's goaltender one time. Chill with it up high, loading up, firing, puts that one off the shoulder of Swan and into the corner. New shot clock for the Chill, back up high again. This one goes to Kenny, who finds Sardison. Sardison out to center, back across again, pushing their way through, but that'll go off the shoulder of Swan. Back up high once more, Amundsen thinks about the shot, won't take it. Passing it back outside once again. Mavericks slowing things down. Back up high, Bemung. They'll load up, firing this one just right. It'll end up back up high. The Chill getting it over center, pushing their way down the floor, looking for a teammate. They'll find one at half in Wallace. Wallace loads up, takes a whack to the shoulder and passes it back out. Sardison loading up on that one, firing it from far outside. That'll be a good save by Wallace. Mavericks back over center once more. 3-on-1, but they'll miss on the pass. It'll end up going out to center. Chill trying to get it out of their own zone and will. Charged up high. Passing this one to Sardison. Into the corner now. Wallace trying to push his way through. It'll end up put on goal, and the Chill will score. It didn't even look like Swan quite knew where the It didn't look like Swan quite knew where the ball was, as the Chill go up 2-1 with just a minute remaining in the first period.
This will be a good momentum changer for especially the Chill, especially being down in game 1, now in game 2. Right at the end of the period, if you can score a goal, you can transfer that momentum into the locker room, talk about how you played great, and then bring the momentum back into the field, into the court for the second half.
The Mavericks charging in here. Muratori trying to push his way through contact. Fans seemingly wanted a hold call. Muratori pushing his way through once again, but the physical attacker for the Mavericks goes back outside, passing it to Sinclair. Amundsen firing a bounce shot there, but it hits the net. Tries to get his own rebound, but it'll go over the half line. 40 seconds on the game clock. The Chill will get a nice, fresh 30 seconds to work with, leaving around 10 at the end of that for the Mavericks to maybe do something with. On the other side, Sardison put it low right at the beginning. He'll keep it out of the net as the ref had to go in for a closer look, but they will say that it didn't go in. Dolinsky with it up high. The Mavs know that they have pretty much the entirety of this shot clock to work with, and game clock for that matter. Only about 1 second difference between the two. Up high, they'll fire it low, bouncing it off the backboards. Recovered again. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Dolinsky fires off the shoulder of Martin. Loose in front. They need to fire, and that will do it for the first period of play. The Chill leaving the first period up 2-1 with a lead after 20, just like they did yesterday. We'll see if they can hold on to it for the remaining 40 minutes. Anand, what did you think of that period?
Yeah, it was fun and exciting for both these teams. The Mavericks came out strong with the defensive plays. You saw that one play where Cameron Wallace tried to get through a couple defenders of the Mavericks, but he couldn't get through. So Mavericks making great defensive plays. Calgary Chill up one ahead in the first period, so we'll be in for an entertaining game as we move to the second period.
We'll have a 10-minute break here in between periods. We'll be right back with you when things continue. You are watching CROW LAX TV. Hello and welcome back, folks, to the second period of Game 2 between the Mavs and the Chill. Simon and Anand with you on the call. Anand, what are you expecting for this period?
Yeah, I think both these teams will be difficult to battle against, especially the Mavericks. They've been tough defensively, but on the other hand, Chill have scored 2 goals, which is a good sign for them, especially being, like I said earlier in the broadcast, them being down 1 game. They would want to look to tie the series heading into NSL probably in the next couple of days. So if they can maintain the same momentum moving forward, they will be in good strides for this game.
Both teams have returned to the floor here in the second period. I believe both teams left it tied last game. We'll see what happens here, as it was a comeback from the Mavericks in the third period that won it for them at home. We'll see if they can do that again, as the Chill once again lead here 2-1. Second period about to start. Fans are rowdy and ready to go. Let's get underway. The Chill win the face-off and try and knock it over into the corner. Mavericks get the steal right back. Walking it back over half, Dolinsky down the left side with it. Up high. Dolinsky gets it back, 15-second shot clock, walking their way around. Charging through, tried to put the shot on goal, but Martin makes a good save. Mavericks recover it once again. It's been mainly even strength lacrosse, as I believe there's only one penalty over the course of the first period, and it was on the Mavericks. The Chill, long pass, he'll connect on it, charging into the offensive zone, but deciding to spin back as Owen Hamill didn't like what he saw. As it looks like we have a penalty here on the Mavericks once again, right as I was talking about it. Should have knocked on wood afterwards. As they put that one on goal, Mavericks will touch up, and we will get a chance to find out what this penalty will be for. It is going to be an illegal cross-checking call.
Yes, Simon, only just the one penalty so far, like you said, on the Mavericks, and now a second one that's coming for the cross-check. Perfect on the penalty kill so far, Mavericks, 1-for-1. On the other hand, the power play still have to get on board for the Calgary Chill.
The Chill up at center with it as they get ready to get their power play started. It'll just be a 2-minute minor. Cash Bannister walks it over half and tries to take it down the right side. Bannister, Wallace, Bannister again. Wallace and Bannister working with it up at the top of the key. Bannister down low, takes a few whacks. Bannister loads up, back to Wallace. Wallace fires that one right off the side of Swan. Knocking that one off the stick of a Chill player, but eventually leaving the corner with the ball will be the Chill. Up high, Bannister. Back across again to Dumoulin. Bannister down low. Trying to work with it here. Bannister fires that one into the crest of the Mavericks goaltender. Lodermeyer with it up high. On the right side with it. Taking their time, trying to waste a little bit of clock. They'll leave it in the corner, and the Chill will start to head the other direction. 45-second left on the penalty kill. Chill with it up at half. Bannister passing it down the right side. 15-second shot clock. Bannister loads up, passes it to Wallace. Wallace in front, finds a player cutting, but Ethan Dumoulin just wasn't quite able to get it on goal. Mavericks now the other direction, slowing things right on down. Still 20 seconds on their penalty, 21 on the shot clock, as they're going to try and waste this one down. Walking it into the corner. Up, or trying to move up high with it. As the shot clock winds down, that will do it on their penalty. They'll try to find a cut man on the other side of the floor. but the shot clock does go off, and the Chill will try and head the other direction. Moving up over half. This pass ends up on the stick of DaCosta. DaCosta over to Charchuk. Wallace in front, trying to find a cutting Sartison. Wallace back into the corner. He's going to do it himself. Charging in down the lane, but they'll call a foot down in the crease. And now the Mavericks will head the other way. 16 minutes remaining in the second. No goals so far between these two teams. Passing it across. That shot doesn't quite get on goal. Mavericks up high. Muratori pushing through the lane. Winding up and firing. That one off a shoulder as it goes into the netting. Mavericks start their new shot clock. Dolinsky passing this one up high again. Muratori now down the left side, walks it up to center and fires, as it'll end up going off the goaltender out to center, and a few different players try and jump on it. And it looks like a Chill player is heading to the box here. A legal cross check, the call once again. Baxter Graff sitting for it, as finally the Mavericks get a chance on the power play. The Chill so far today, I believe, are 0-2 on the power play.
Yeah, that's correct. 7-0 out of 2 on the power play. And this will be the first time the Mavericks can crack on their power play.
Up high with it. Mavericks working their way around. On the far right side, they'll take the shot on Martin, who makes another good save for the Chill. As Easton Martin has locked down the crease so far this series. Walking in, the Chill, short-handed, putting it on Swan, who makes an excellent save. As this is quickly turning into a bit of a goalie battle. Not at all what we saw in game one, which ended with a score of 15-13. Up high, that shot goes wide. And Jace Victoria takes it up in the corner. Up high. Mavericks continuing to rotate the ball. Back behind the net we go. Up high once more. That shot blocked right beside. Bouncing off the backboards once again. And the Chill trying to head the other way on the rebound, but gets clobbered at center. A sandwich by the Mavericks defense. The Chill able to hold on to the ball, and both crowds erupt. Mavericks with a breakaway now, heading the other way. That shot just wide. And the barn is loaded here in Brentwood. Mavericks with the steal, trying to charge through the lane. Dolinsky fires off the glove, and the Chill pick it back up at center. As it has been an electric last few minutes here, but neither team has been able to beat a goaltender. Shooting this one into the corner now. This ball goes all the way down the floor, and the Mavericks start to set up their offense. Benko into the corner. Mabe passing it back up high. Working around the outside. Up high once more. Trying to push to center. Firing, scoring. The Mavericks tie it right back up off of the stick of Blair Bosomworth.
Really important goal for the Mavericks. They were not able to score on their power play. And now instead on equal strength 5-on-5, that's where we have seen all the goals so far today. The 4 goals that have come in these games are equal strength 5-on-5. And nothing to show in the special teams. And like you said, Simon, we are seeing a goalie battle as well.
Mavericks now down the left side. They won the face-off, so they'll start with the ball, but they won't keep it as the Chill get the steal and head the other way. Charging through the lane, trying to take it down center. He'll get shoved into the left side before passing it back out. Wallace charging in, firing, scoring! The Chill with a massive goal right after the Mavericks, 3-2.
And that's how you respond. Number 18, Grayson Bateman, who currently has 1 goal, adds his second of this player of season, 7 assists, and becomes 9 points. And that's how you respond from a quick, downgrade performance. The Mavericks scored, and then right away the Chill scores.
And that's a massive goal there from Grayson Bateman, who I mistook for Wallace, so I'll apologize for that one. That one was my bad, but with the way he charged through the lane like Wallace did all season long for the Chill, you can't blame me, as that was one hell of an athletic goal. The Mavericks charging through the lane, putting that one low. They'll score! And here comes the floodgates. Both teams have cracked each other's goaltenders, as it's now 3-3. The Mavericks, with a bit of a weird shot that went low, beat Easton Martin.
And I think this is when, right in the midway of the second period, when you see the floodgates start opening, you'll get to see goals come easily, because by now you would have figured out both what their goaltending plan is and how to tackle each of these goaltenders. So the goals will now start flowing easily. Sorry
for interrupting you there, Anand, as the Mavericks get their offense on the floor. Back up at center with it. Bamung. 15-second shot clock, loading up, running through the lane, but not able to get the shot off. He'll spin back and shoot it anyway, but he'll put it over the net, and the Chill will have to restart in the corner with it. Chill get their offense on the floor. Find the back pass, puts it on goal. Loose still, Chill recover, and Orion Sardison takes it to the corner. Find the back, or he faked it. He faked me out, spits the shot off, but I believe they'll say he had a foot down. And that was one heck of a fake pass by, I believe, Orion Sardison in the corner, as he definitely had me fooled. I thought he threw that one straight into the slot. The Mavericks get their offense going once again. Jay Stalinsky with it. Spinning off the defender, passing it into the lane. Sinclair tries to fire, but puts it wide of the net. Muratori not able to recover it in the corner, and the Chill will find it at half. Pushing down the lane, sprinting towards the net, puts it low. It gets by Swan, but an odd bounce puts it over the net, and now the Mavericks have a try the other way. 3-on-1. Can Martin stop it? They'll put it on goal, and what a save by the Chill goaltender. Bateman, or excuse me, that's not Bateman, that's Forgrim. Passing it into the corner. Wallace with it now, working off the defender. Pushes his way through, trying to do it all on his own. Bannister gets it instead. Rushes down the right side. Bannister inside, finds a cut man into Costa, who can't beat Swan. And the Mavericks on a rush the other way now. 3-on-1 again. Mavericks push it on goal, but it will be another save by Martin, who continues to lock down the crease for the Chill. Putting this one on goal. A bounce goes off the stick, and the Mavericks get it right back. Neither team using the entire shot clock. They're just trying to score. Back up at center with it. Blair Bosomworth. Passing this one up high to Victoria. Down the right side, tries to find some help. It'll be intercepted by the Chill, who now have a 2-on-0. Here we go, in on Swan, he'll fire, he'll score! Damon Benoyer grabs the lead once again for the Chill, 4-3.
Perfect play on the 2-on-0. coming in strong, driving it forward, and just diving into the net, understanding the weakness that the lower angle for the Mavericks goalkeeper, and looks like they're gonna make a goaltending change as well in the crease from the looks of it.
And it
Or just
actually
a
looks
media
like we're
timeout.
going to have a media timeout here, as it looks like Swan might have been having some equipment issues as he switches out the stick, going from a wooden one to a much fancier looking stick. And with that, I'm assuming we're just going to take our media timeout. So we will be right back with you in just a little bit. All right, welcome back. Both teams have returned to the floor. 9:30 exactly on the clock here. 4-3 is the score.
Yeah, I apologize, Simon. I didn't know if you scored a goal right away, you can go into a media timeout. I thought media timeouts are not supposed to be taken between goals and penalties, but maybe he needed an acumen change. But I thought they were going to switch goaltenders. We'll see the case as well. But we are ready for the after the media timeout action.
And they'll start us back off at center here. Mavericks win the faceoff and get their offense out there, charging down the left side onto the stick of Dolinsky, who spins off a defender and takes it back behind the goal. Dolinsky passing it back up high, up to center, deciding against the shot, spins off the defender, passes it back out. Long shot by Bamung, and that'll be an easy cover by Easton Martin. Long pass as he goes for the Hail Mary, gets picked off by the Mavericks. Dolinsky with it, passing this one off to Bamung. Dolinsky gets it back up at half, passing this one off, and he'll go off for a change. Down the left side, pushing his way in, holding on to it as Bamung, with the physical play, able to keep the ball on his stick as they try and head down the right side. Thinks about putting it low, wires this one. Good save by Martin. Back up high. Firing that one was Bosomworth. And they'll take a few whacks here as a long pass goes all the way into the Mavericks zone. And it looks like we might be getting a penalty here.
So it looks like the Mavericks are headed to the box again. Once again, they're perfect on their penalty kill. 2 for 2 already this evening. And this will be their third penalty kill of the evening. And yeah, number 23 headed to the box indeed.
The Chill, starting with it at center. Trying to crack this Mavericks penalty kill. Down the right side, into the corner. Back up high again. Finding a cut man in Sardison, who fires that one, but Swan makes a good save. Now running the other way, Maverick all alone, charging into the zone, firing just wide left. But the Mavericks recovered at center as they try and push through again. Deciding against the shot, he walks it back up to center, and they're just going to waste down this shot clock instead of trying to get some offense with only 4 men. Up at center with it. That's not Bosomworth, that is Lodermeyer, who tried to put it on goal, but a shot clock violation beat him to it. Now taking it over half. Wallace on the left side with it. DaCosta. Back to Wallace again as they rotate around the left side. Wallace inside, back outside, tries the shot, but misses just by the left post. Mavericks trying to fast break down the left side. Muratori beats the defender, diving shot, but he'll have a foot down in the crease. And the Chill will get the ball back. Bateman walking it over half. Hands it to Wallace. 30 seconds remaining on their power play. So assumingly this will be the last possession of it. They'll fire this one off the shoulder of Swan and into the netting. So they will get a new shot clock here. 21 seconds on the power play. So they will get the chance to use all of it. Wallace. Up high, Bannister. Bannister into the corner. Bateman back to Wallace. Bannister again. Bannister. Wallace down the right side, charging in. He finds a lane, fires, shoots, scores! The Chill grabs a power play goal, and the home squad will go up by 2. Or excuse me, it looks like that might have been called off as the Mavericks get it back at center. And confusion has filled this rink. And it doesn't look like we're going to get much of an explanation on that one either. The Chill with it in the corner. Wallace passing this one up to Bateman. Bannister with it now. He'll slide this one down the right side of the floor into the corner. Looking for a cut man, won't find one. Ends up bouncing all the way to the other side. DeCosta recovers. Bateman ends up getting knocked down at center. Down the right side now, charging through the lane. Bannister tries the shot, but Swan able to dive into position to stop it. Martin ends up picking it up at the other side of the floor. Charchuk. Now on the stick of Kenny. Outside, Kenny. Fires, scores! The Chill grabbed their 2-goal lead. They had to wait a little bit longer than they wanted to for it, but I'm sure they ain't complaining now.
Yeah, wonderful response by the Chill. They never look back. They never gave up a goal. Only the sad part is, especially if you're looking forward to count something positive on the special teams, the earlier goal was a power play goal for the Chill, but it didn't end up counting. But now it will be an equal standard goal, so we still have no special teams goals, but all goals have come from even strength 5-on-5.
And as an update as well, it looks like Swan has switched back to a traditional wooden stick. I'm not sure what was happening there. Maybe he was having some issues with it. Assumingly the training staff has fixed it up for him, and it's ready to go once again. Now heading down the left side. Dolinsky passes it out. Long shot. Goes off a defender, I believe, and all the way back down the floor, and now it's a foot race. The Chill will win it. Charging towards the net. Passing it back out instead. Have a lane. He'll fire. Putting it right into the crest of Swan. Mavericks walk it back over center now. Just a touch under 5 minutes remaining in the second period. 5-3 is the score. Down the left side with it. Bamung. Passing it back up high again. Victoria. Long shot goes into the pad of Martin. Hamill. He'll walk down the right side with it. Taking their time. Wallace with it now. To Bateman in the corner. Bateman into Wallace. Outside again. Charging across the lane. They'll fire, but they won't put it on goal. And they'll take a few cross checks in the process. That ball goes into the netting. And the Mavericks get it back. And head down the floor. In the left corner now. Dolinsky. Up high again. That shot goes off the shoulder. And now the Chill will take it over center and get their offense out there. Pushing their way in. Down the right side. Inside. Wallace puts it low. but won't be able to get it on goal. Mavericks now with a chance the other way. Trying to push through on the fast break, passing it across, but it'll be intercepted by the Chill. And now the Chill try and do something with it. Kenny, 3-on-2. He'll push his way in, back outside, down low, putting it on Swan. And the Mavericks on the fast break again. Both teams trying to play quick, pushing their way in, putting that shot off the shoulder. Mavericks try again, rebound, another save by Martin. As that pass going off the roof, the Mavericks will get it back here. With it up high, Muratori. Putting it down low, and that'll be stopped by the Chill goaltender. Chill breaking out. They'll head down the right side, as we were going to end up seeing Forgren head into a double team, but he'll be able to outrun it. Down the right side, and behind the net he goes, all the way around the net before finally passing the ball off. What a solo effort by the Chill defender. Passing this one in, Sartison shoots and scores! 6-3, favoring the Chill.
Let's talk about Sartison quickly so far, who has been one of the most notable player on the floor so far. Coming into this playoffs, he has 8 goals, so now 9. 4 assists, 12 points, 3 power play goals in this playoffs, and then 2 power play goals for the regular season. And he ended the regular season with a whopping 40 points. So impressive performance by Sartison, who is wearing number 11 today.
Both teams getting ready at center. It looks like they have to clean up a spill on the floor real quick. 2:11 remaining in the second period.
It's usually the sweat that ends up being on the floor from the players sweating, running around. You'll see more that commonly throughout as the game goes on.
It looks like that has been cleaned up now. And we are once again ready to get back underway, as this loaded barn here in Brentwood gets nice and loud for this one. Muratori in the face-off dot against, I believe, Brody DaCosta. Muratori wins this one, passing it back up high to Dolinsky. Dolinsky, he'll walk this one in slowly. Thinks about passing it out. Looks for someone, passes it to the corner, but misses on it. And the Chill get the recovery. Kenny trying to take a run into the zone, but his teammate didn't quite see him in time as Hamill passes it off. In front, Wallace puts it on goal. Chill recover it once again and walk it back out to center. Bateman cutting his way in. Gets rejected by the defense. Finds a cut in by, I believe, Dumoulin, but he wasn't able to get the shot off. That shot goes off Swan, and the Mavericks head the other way. Amundsen down the left side, fakes down low, tries to go low again, putting it off the floor and off the roof, and the Chill get it back. Back up at center with it now. Zarski walks in, trying to cut down the right side. Looking for a teammate. Back out high. Wallace shoots and scores! Cameron Wallace, 7-3 Chill.
Wonderful performance, wonderful dive into the net as well for the Calgary Chill. They're looking confident. Each move, each play, and they really want this one under their belt. That's what they're looking for, especially this game. Just being a 3-game series, they want to make sure they somehow can capitalize at home with their home crowd advantage. Like you said, a busy bun here today, Simon.
The Chill with it up at center now. Kenny gets the ball knocked off his stick, and he'll keep fighting for it. Kenny passing it into the corner over to Kohut. Down the right side now. Bannister. Long shot from Wallace. Loose in front, but it'll be recovered by the Mavericks, who head the other way. Breakaway chance, but they'll miss on the pass to set it up. And it'll be a timeout call by the Mavericks. And they'll get one last chance at the end of the period here to try and put something on goal.
Maybe we'll see if they'll pull their goaltender as well, Alex Swan. Maybe they'll go with an extra player on the floor to see if they can add one more to their tally. Of course, this game is not out of reach for them yet. It's a 4-goal deficit. Maybe if they can get one back, they can cut their deficit into 3 and then head into intermission and regroup and come back.
Swan has walked back to the bench here. Martin still between the pipes. And assumingly, we're going to see Swan starts on the bench for the Mavericks. Like you mentioned, Anand, they'll try and get a 6-on-5 advantage here at the end of the period.
And looks like that's what they will do. Indeed.
They'll have 20 seconds to work with. And this could be a major opportunity to them. Now down by 4 goals after a massive, massive period for the Chill. They'll be playing with a lot on the line. If they can score here and knock that lead down only to 3, that third period, I mean, still a big hill to climb, but you can score 3 pretty fast here in Lacrosse. Mavericks with it up high. 5 seconds already gone. Walking with it down the right side. 10 seconds now. Back across the zone. Dolinsky passes it across. Loose in front. They'll fire. It's loose. The Chill trying to fire it down the floor. Holt puts it over the net. And I believe the buzzer went off before it got on that side of the floor either way. But that will do it for the first 2 periods of play between the Chill and the Mavericks. Anand, what did you think of it?
Yeah, I think the Chill improved every minute as the game progressed on. They were now more confident to play in front of the Mavericks. They were able to gain more offensive possession time. Meanwhile, the Mavericks have stepped back a little bit. Not sure if it's the fear of the Chill capitalizing on those plays or if it's maybe they have the confidence that they can come back and win this game. Either way, we'll see what happens in the third period. It's going to be an exciting one because it's just a 4-goal deficit for the Mavericks. It can go either way.
Third frame coming up in just a moment here. We'll be right back with you in just 10 minutes. All right, hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Just a minute away from third period action between the Chill and the Mavericks. I'm Simon Chaskovsky alongside Anand Unatan for the call here in what's been a very entertaining Game 2 between these two Central Division rivals. Still 20 minutes left to go. The Chill up by 4, needing to hold on to a lead to try and force Game 3. The Mavericks, if they can make a comeback here, can clinch their Larry Bishop berth. Anand, what are you thinking?
Yeah, Simon, 4 goal lead generally is not a big one. We have seen it disappear all through our different lacrosse games, different hockey games. So we'll have to see how this stands. But the Chill right now have the confidence with them. They have the momentum. They have scored a few, defeating Swan. So we'll see how it's possible and how they can tackle this one.
Both players at center getting ready to go. Muratori DaCosta. They've met many times throughout this game. DaCosta is going to win this one. And both teams get ready to rumble. Looks like the ball will be given back to the Mavericks. Up high with it. Passing this one down the right side. Long shot goes off the shoulder of the Chill goaltender, who's going to try and pass this one back out. Trying to avoid the double team, and will. Owen Hamill going for a run. Down the left side with it. With it up high. Baxter Graff. Over to Wallace. This one ends up going low, and it'll be recovered by Swan. The Mavericks trying to take advantage of a fast break. Muratori not able to see the ball there. So the Chill head the other way. Down the right side they go now. Penoyer with it. Penoyer up to Bateman. Into the right corner, passing this one back around, where it'll be picked up on the spot by Sardison. Swan down the right side. Mavericks walk it over center as they're going to take their time. 20-second shot clock. Passing this one inside, putting it off the shoulder of Martin. Recovered in the corner now by the Mavericks, as it'll end up going over center, missing on the pass. There's already a few missed passes by the Mavericks. In the corner now. Bateman with it. Bateman back up high to Wallace. Wallace passing this one back outside. They'll try and set something up. Finds someone in front. Puts it off the pad. And it'll be recovered by Swan. Swan already getting tested early here. Multiple chances for the Chill. Mavericks trying to see if they can respond, as they're still down by 4 goals here and need to start building up quick. Sinclair passing this one back out. Victoria passing this one over to Sinclair, who puts that one just wide. Back up high. Victoria. Will be recovered by the Chill as they head the other way now. Down the left side with it. Kohut. Over to DaCosta. DaCosta to Wallace. Wallace passing it back outside again. Sardison not able to receive it, and the Mavericks recover it. Running back behind the net now, and they'll take it up the floor. And an ugly sight there for the Chill as Wallace takes a bit of a spill and takes a moment to get off the floor. It looks like he'll be okay. Mavericks with it up high. Dolinsky. Dolinsky back up high here. Over to, I believe, one of the attackers who's firing that one by the right post. And it'll be shoved into the corner. Mavericks back up high with it again as their offense returns to the floor with a new shot clock. Dolinsky down the left side. Walks it back up to center. Now down the right side we go once again. Loading up and firing. Puts that one by the left post and over the net. Borgren. Now on the stick of Bateman. Bateman. Back across here. Bannister is going to lose it, and the Mavericks have the chance to go for a run. Running this one all the way down the floor. He'll shoot, but won't score as it goes off the shoulder of Martin. Payne shot. Up to Muratori. Muratori to Bamang. Muratori walks in, spins off the defender, tries to push his way in by himself, but takes a step in the crease accidentally, and the Chill restart once again. This will end up getting shot into the Chill bench, picked back up by the Mavericks. On the other side, Sinclair with it. Sinclair to Dolinsky. They'll shoot it back across again. Walking in, firing. That one by Grayson Amundsen. Goes off a defender and into the netting. Mavericks with it up high again. Pushing their way in. They'll put that over the top of the net. Chill. They'll get it back over center. Potipko. 5 minutes gone here. 7-3, still the score. Mavericks running out of time on this one. Kohut. Over to Bateman. Bateman. Trying to hit Sardison on the cut. And it looks like a Maverick lost their shoe on that play as well. The Mavericks walking it over center. This one on the stick of Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt back up to Michael Luck. Walking this one across the zone. Bamang over to Victoria. Running out of shot clock to work with. Back up again. Loads up. Fires from far outside. That'll be stopped right in front by Easton Martin. The Chill down the left side. They'll get it over center. Baxter Graff taking a few whacks and losing the ball. So the Mavericks will try and get an offensive chance here, but it looks like he wasn't able to pick it up. And now there's a big dog pile in the corner. Both teams trying to pick it up in the corner. And finally we'll get a whistle as it looks like the Mavericks will get rewarded the ball after all of that. Braden Sinclair with it. Walking it down the right side. Sinclair passes it back up high. They'll load up. Once again, all the way across to Dolinsky. Firing that one in on Martin after the cross crease pass. And Martin will make a great save. On the rush, Penoyer gets taken down. He'll pass it back out over to Dumoulin. Dumoulin chasing in. Passes it back outside. And they'll end up hitting Cameron Wallace's stick. Wallace puts the shoulder down, rushing in, spins through two defenders. No one can stop him. He'll put it on goal, and Swan will make the save. The Mavericks, Muratori charging in. He'll take it down the lane too. But instead, he's going to walk back up, decided he didn't like the shot. And now it'll be on the stick of Jace Victoria. Victoria up high once more. Bamang loading up, firing. Bosworth not able to quite beat Martin as it goes off the goaltender and into the corner. Both teams sending two players to try and recover it. It'll end up rolling back behind the net. Mavericks not able to pick it up, and finally we'll see Kohut find it. The Chill back over center with it. Cutting their way in. Down the left side now instead to Potipko. Potipko finds Bannister. Bannister hands it off to DaCosta. DaCosta down low. Kohut looks, doesn't fire. Back up high once more. Bannister spinning off the defender. Shoots it into the corner. Long shot, but it'll be an easy save by Swan, who saw it the whole way. Dolinsky with it now. Making their way down the left side of the floor. Dolinsky puts it down low. And will end up going off a stick and over onto the other side of the floor. Bamung finds a cup man. Dolinsky tries the dive, but hits the wrong side of the net, and the Chill will recover it. But it looks like first we will be getting a timeout here. Or no, excuse me, it looks like they have to wipe down the floor. So with that, we will take a short break and be right back with you in just a little bit. All right, welcome back. It looks like they've cleared up all the problems on the floor and are ready to go once again. Bateman will receive the ball in the close right corner. Sending a high pass to Sardison, who sprints through the double team, evading two defenders. He's going to take it himself, putting it right over the net. And now the Chill will have to fight for it in the corner. Bannister will end up stealing the ball. And they'll end up over half. Pushing their way in, the Mavericks. Amundsen walks in, tries to put it over top of Martin. But that'll end up going into the netting, and the Chill will recover. Hamill passes this one over to Penoyer. Penoyer is up hitting, I believe, DaCosta in the corner. Up to Wallace. Wallace passing this one to Charchuk. Down the right side to Sardison. Sardison makes his defender lose his stick, but ends up losing his step as well. Tries to find a man up high, and there must be a wet spot on that floor as two Chill players just slipped on it. As that pass goes high on the Mavericks. With it now, Painshot. Painshot passing this one over to Dolinsky. Trying to find a man cutting through the inside. And they'll end up over center. Zarski has a 2-on-1 opportunity. Passes it inside. They'll shoot, but Swan continues to have an excellent third period. The Mavericks desperately in need of a few goals here. Their goaltender has very much shown up for them in the third period. We'll see if the offense can do something about it. Up high. They'll load up, they'll fire, but it'll be blocked by the Mavericks, and Brett Holt will send, I believe, Blair Bosomworth flying on the play. And it looks like we will get our media timeout here. So with that, we will head to a short break. We'll be right back with you in just a little bit. All right, 9:18 remaining in the third period here. 7-3 is the score. Both teams have returned back onto the floor here. Victoria with it at center. The pause was because they are cleaning up the spot that two Chill players slipped on just a play ago. And finally, we'll be back underway. Victoria passing it to the corner. His teammate tried to hit him on the backside of that pass. Sinclair goes to the corner to find it. Sinclair, Victoria. Victoria back across again. Muratori now walks in, tries to push down the left side, not able to lose his defender. And once again, we'll see Dolinsky with it. 5 seconds, Dolinsky tries to do it himself. Hits Muratori, but he cannot get the shot off. And the Chill will waste down the shot clock. So we will see the team from Calgary get the ball here. Penoyer losing the ball at center as there's another wet spot, it looks like, on the right side of the floor. Now, something to watch for sure is this surface has gotten a lot slipperier over the course of this game. The ball will end up back up high, and down the left side they will go. Pushing his way in, puts that one on goal. Martin makes another excellent save as Easton Martin continues to play an excellent third period as well. Both goaltenders have just stood on their heads for almost the entire second half of this game. Graff passing this one back up high over to Sardison. Sardison back outside now. They'll pass it up high. In front, Wallace, but he will not get the shot off in time. Mavericks now trying to head the other way. Moving down the right side of the floor. Payne shot. Down below the goal line. Muratori. Back up high again to Jace Victoria. Victoria charging in. Puts it on goal and scores. The Mavericks finally beat Easton Martin and are now only down by 3.
Important goal for the Mavericks in context of this game, especially they were down 4 goals, now just 3. And is this in the twist to the series as well? We'll find out. Back to you, Simon.
And with that face-off, we'll get back underway. Dolinsky up at center with it. He's going to hand this one right off. And the Mavericks once again get their offense on the floor, trying to see if they can capitalize on any momentum they might have found. Charging down the right side, pushing in, putting it right over the top of the net. And it'll go all the way back down the floor for an over and back call. 6:40 remaining here. 3-goal difference between these two teams. And Easton Martin has absolutely stood on his head. But at this point for the Chill, it is more or less his game to lose. Bateman in front. Wallace puts it down low, but he couldn't score. He might have had Swan beaten, but he could not beat the post. Amundsen. He'll leave it at center, and it'll be picked up on the spot by Sinclair. Heading down the right side with it. This one handed off to Victoria. Muratori charging through the lane, but he wasn't able to beat the goaltender, but he will get the Mavericks a new shot clock. Sinclair down to the right side. Loading up and firing and scoring. Jace Victoria. Back-to-back goals, and the Mavericks are right back in it.
And like you said, Simon, coming back into this game, Jace Victoria had no goals. Now he has 2 consecutive straight ones. In the regular season, he had 10 goals 8 assists and 18 points in total. So wonderful performance so far by JS Victoria.
The Mavericks with the ball once again. Charging through the lane. They might have another, but they couldn't quite find the top right corner. The Chill heading the other way, and already the Mavericks have begun their third period comeback. They waited a real long time to do it, but suddenly this is a 2-goal game, and that Larry Bishop berth could be happening tonight if they could just score 3 more goals. As the Chill player will lose their stick in the corner. Both teams fighting for it. And the fans in the crowd have gotten loud, encouraging both of their teams. As it seems like after what was a very demoralizing last 30 minutes here for the Mavericks fans, they have finally woken back up for their team. Victoria passing it back outside. They try and set up, trying to hit Victoria. He'll end up picking it up. He'll have a lane, but he'll have to spin out of it. Puts it low, puts it on Martin. But Easton Martin will shut the door. And that pass will end up at center for the Chill as they head down the left side. Husey hands that one off to Bateman. Bateman. He's going to slow things down, but he doesn't have much time to work with. Only 10 seconds. Bateman. Bannister. Bannister loads up in front, puts it off the goalie and over the net as the Mavericks stay alive a little longer. As it looks like we're going to get a second here to wipe down the floor as these wet spots just continue to spread.
As they take care of the wet spots, let's introduce you to another amazing player I wanted to talk about on the Mavericks side. We'll talk about JS Victoria, who had no goals coming into this playoff game. He didn't score any last game, but had 5 assists and a total of 54 points in the regular season. He had 4 power play goals and 16 goals in total, 38 assists and 54 points. So JS Victoria, a story to keep an eye out for depending on the result of this game. With 4:06 remaining, it's going to be an entertaining finish.
And JS Victoria has really stepped up for the Mavericks right when they needed them, scoring back-to-back goals to bring them right back in it. If they want to tie this up, though, they're going to need another 2 back-to-back goals. The hill is not quite done. They're only halfway there. Dolinsky walks it over center. Walking it through the lane, behind the back pass. They'll hit the player on the cut, who puts it just left of the post. Passing this one up to center. Ends up on the stick of Zarski. Zarski looking for some help. He's going to get shoved into the boards here. Trying to fight to pick it up. It'll end up being recovered by the Mavericks, who head down the floor. The Mavericks looking for some quick goals. On the stick of Jace Dolinsky. Dolinsky missing on the pass. It'll be recovered by Muratori, but he'll get taken out, and that'll be an over and back call on the Mavericks. And the fans in the crowd are not too happy about that last one, saying that he was interfered on by the Chill player who came in to defend that one. But it looks like the refs do not agree with them, so the Chill will get it in the corner. Back up high, Wallace finds Bannister. Bannister down the right side. Wallace shoots. Swan with another good save, as Swan has been excellent this third period, right when the Mavericks have needed him to be. On the other side, they'll shoot, but that'll be another save by Martin. In the corner, the Chill trying to keep it, but it looks like they'll end up giving it back to the Chill, and Holt is going to walk it back over center. This one now to Kohut. Kohut down the left side. Slowing things down. Kohut, he'll see a lane, charging in, tries to take it, tries to pass across, but he couldn't hit Bannister. Bannister He'll have Wallace up high. Wallace, a long shot. Goes off the pad, and the Mavericks go the other way. They've got a long pass, but they can't hit him as they overthrow the player cutting through the chill zone, and the chill get it right back. There's a long pass. We'll end up getting over half here. Bateman walking it down the left side for the chill. Bateman passing it back up high. On the right side of the floor now. It'll get knocked off his stick. Picking this one up along the boards here as he'll get toppled, but Dolinsky will find it, and it's a one-on-one. He'll push his way in, tries to put it on goal, but it'll go off the shoulder. Jace Dolinsky able to find it in the corner, and the Mavericks will be able to get their offense on the floor regardless. Dolinsky tries to pass cross crease, but misses on it, and it'll be stolen back by the chill. With just 2 minutes here, every possession could count. As the Mavericks will get it over at half here, trying to get it into the offensive zone. They won't be able to find a teammate there, and now they'll head the other way. Penoyer on a 2-on-1 here. He'll shoot, but he will not beat Swan, and now the Mavericks the other way. Both teams continuously just trying to set something up, and we will see a timeout from the Mavericks. And it has been one heck of a third period so far here. Still a minute 13 to go. The Mavericks desperately in need of 2 quick goals here to avoid a Game 3, which would be at home for them in Innisfall.
Yes, certainly a Mavericks home game. You can see the entertaining crowd that is here. And if it goes back to here, it could be the momentous swing for the Mavericks. But although chill would have helped, it would have been a longer series instead as well. Maybe both these teams as well, because 3 games you feel like it's short enough. You don't really get to see what these teams have talent and caliber for. And I believe 3 games are short in a series, especially during playoffs, but that's how it's structured. We'll have to see. Last 1 minute 13 seconds remaining. Looks like Mavericks will pull their goaltender as well, so get ready for a nail-biting finish.
As this one more likely will decide this game. The Mavericks need 2 goals and cannot waste their possessions. Minute 13 left to go, 27-second shot clock. 6-on-5. We'll start here at center. Here we go. The Mavericks walking it down center. Dolinsky passes it back across. They try and set something up. It'll be picked off. The chill heading the other way. They'll walk it over center. He'll pass it back across, and they'll put it on the empty net, and the chill will force a Game 3.
Force a Game 3 indeed, Simon. They were, of course, you saw how difficult it was to play against the Mavericks earlier on in the game. Then the floodgates opened and the chill continued to play. There was a bit of tension for the chill fans as well in between, but the Mavericks came to drawing it back close in the later portions of the third period. But looks like this is Calgary Chill's game, and they'll be headed to Game 3 in Innisfail in a couple days' time.
And it has been one heck of a series between these 2 teams, and we knew it would be. This Central Division has been so close all season long, and we're seeing that in this series. This series just couldn't end in 2 games. It couldn't happen. We needed a 3rd game, and we are going to get one, more than likely. As for some reason, there's only 1 second on the clock. That's not quite right. There should be around a minute. As they are fixing that now, there will be a full minute added to the clock here. They haven't fixed the score either. It should be 8-5. Regardless, the Mavericks still trying to set something up here. Miracles do happen. They could still end it here. The chill cannot step off the gas. We'll see if they can hold on to it. Back up high, down low. They'll shoot it off the post. Mavericks going into the corner to recover it. Can they figure it out where it is? They'll end up passing it back up high. They'll fire. They'll score. It's not over yet. The Mavericks bring themselves back within 2.
It's definitely not over yet, Simon. Like you said, miracles do happen. And there is 30 seconds on the board. The most important thing is for them to get possession right away. And then if they can win that face-off and head towards their offensive zone, there is still a chance for these Mavericks.
Only 30 seconds left to go here. The Mavericks need a face-off win. Muratori taking the draw. Will he win it? He'll find it. The Mavericks have it. Swan's going to sprint to the bench. And they try and set up their offense. They have to do something quick here as they pass it over. Inside, Muratori fires. Martin makes the save, and the Chill will recover. Passing it up the floor. But they'll end up giving it up, or not quite. They'll be able to make their own recovery. Swan back in between the pipes. As that last shot goes on goal. But it won't matter as the Chill win 8-6. Taking game 2, and a little bit of rough stuff afterwards as well, as both teams are going at it here at center. And it is safe to say that game 3 is going to be one heck of a barn burner. And Anand, what did you think of that last period there? All good. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was really fantastic. The Mavericks, of course, came to stress out the Calgary Chill club. They came to making it close to come with a victory, but it was the Calgary Chill who remained strong and made sure they closed this game out successfully with just a 2-goal difference.
Yeah, and the Chill played an excellent game all game long. Easton Martin with easily the best game I have ever personally seen him play. Stood on his head that entire third period and gave the Mavericks next to no time to make that comeback. Pretty much all of their third period goals were in the last 7 minutes there. Thank you so much for joining us here for game 2. I know we were having some internet issues, but still, thank you so much. We will get a better copy of this entire game, which I encourage you to watch, as it was an absolute pleasure to bring to you. Make sure to have yourself a good night.